Good morning, colleagues. My name is Malykhina, and I'm Olga Prokopchuk. We represent Technolex translation studio company, and our translation agency performs translations. And today we will tell you about the tools which are connected with the tools for project accounting and project management for freelancers, so for people who are working for themselves and from their homes. Why are we talking about that? Everything is quite simple. For 6 years of our presence on the market, we have targeted great results and we reached the top 5 of the largest players of translation market in Ukraine. It happened because we used an efficient project accounting system. Everything is efficient in one place. We don't waste time on additional stuff, and we don't have to process all these files and to do the project management for files we are submitting to our client. We have used several systems during these 6 years, and we came to a conclusion that we need a more convenient, compact, comfortable system than those systems that are present on the market. That's why we decided to consult the development team who provided us with that in our system. So the Protimos appeared. That is a new system. We have 2 versions now, Protimos Enterprise and Protimos Freelance. Protimos Enterprise allows to add translations to the systems, assign projects to them, and do assignments. And moreover, several managers can work there simultaneously, and the freelance version is very similar to enterprise version, but several modules are absent there. Only one person can use it, and it's free of charge. So in principle, the difference is in scale and in price. On the conference, a lot of freelancers are present, I guess, and these versions is already ready for your use. So today we'll make an emphasis on this version in particular. But at first, Malykhina, she used to be a freelance translator. Nowadays she is a project manager for our company. So he will tell you why a translator may need such a project management system. Thanks very much, Oля. So, there is a problem. You are a freelancer. That's great, because there are a lot of ways open in front of you. But let's imagine that you already have clients, you have a volume of translations, you cooperate with different agencies, with individual clients, and all your clients are different. Someone relies on you completely, someone gives you guidelines, additional requirements, someone pays himself, someone asks you for invoices, someone pays immediately, someone in a month, and you have to remind some client or add some delinquent payers to the blacklist. As a freelancer in the past, I'm familiar with that situation, and I think many of you are familiar with that too. So you are to make invoices and to track their status. There are cases when the client asks you to make changes to the past project you did long ago, and if you don't have the clear structure of folders, it may be very difficult to find a needed file. If you are doing several jobs simultaneously, then you have to hold different deadlines in your brain, and it's very easy to get lost. There are requirements, specific guidelines, and all this in form is very difficult to keep in your head. You have to perform a lot of administrative tasks in addition to translation, because you can miss the payment due and you can look for needed files, information for a long time, and in general you can miss the whole picture. You will know who is your favorite client, with whom you work more often, and which projects you are making faster, which projects bring you more money, but that are vague data. How do we deal with that? How to solve this problem? There are several variants. The first one is for superheroes. All the information you need you can keep in your head. That's of course great because you are training your memory, you understand everything. You can wake up in the middle of the night and tell where the file is lying, or who gives you 28% of your income in the second quarter. But if you can talk about anything other than work, it's a doubtful question already, because our brain is a valuable resource, and such large shares of unnecessary information, it's better to store it somewhere on the outside device. You can write it down in your notepad. I love notepads. I took some notepads from the sponsors here at this conference, but they have a considerable drawback. The function Ctrl F search for the needed information is absent. Modern tools made our life easier. Why should we reject them? Nowadays, you can make Excel, Google Docs files, make your invoice there, enter your payments, due receivables, prices, rates, and you can mark deadlines in your calendar. It will signal these deadlines for you. You can sort out your folders, files, of course, as any responsible person does that in a handy structure. And all these folders as a variant you can store on the cloud or on some external device if your hard disk gets broken. Then you can generate invoices for your clients who require them with the help of specific services, and then you get information from your Excel files and other notices and make infographics if you're interested in that. And I think the freelancer who is quite serious and want to become successful is very interested to track the statistics and the results of his performance, and with the help of special services to create the reports, infographics for himself or herself. But these tools, of course, make our professional jobs easier, but you should find them at first, master them. Some of them are quite difficult to master, and you need several of them as the rule. Here the problem arises. You need a great sense of self-discipline in order not to forget to fix the data in some file or in one of your lists. And the information in different files from different software would be not connected. So receiving a payment from your client, you will not have an access to your invoice immediately. You cannot check the guidelines of your client immediately. And there is no universal tool. All these programs are not universal, and you should work in them simultaneously, and it will require a lot of time. So a lot of really convenient software for project management coordination was developed for translation industry in specific. There are a range of them today. We'll not speak about all of them. You can find all this information on the internet quite easily. All of them are different. Some of them work online. Some of them you are required to install. They are mainly not free of charge. But we want to make an emphasis on Protimos system. We use it for more than 1 year already as a translation agency. As Olga already mentioned, there is a freelance version, and she will tell you about it a little bit. So we are the first clients of Protimos, so we present it here today and we are testing it from September last year. The system is online, so in order to start using it, you have to sign up. Wizard will help you to enter the main system data, such as currency, types of jobs, topics you work with, and further you have to enter your clients to the database. Here you can indicate their contact data, names, country, and the currency you receive the payments from your client. And then we will consider the workflow, the project itself. Let's suppose you got a project, 5,000 words, time due 1 week, and the client is ready to pay $500 for that. So we create a new project, we enter all data about your client, about the deadlines, and we upload the files gotten from your client. Here we enter the total amount of the payment. The system will correlate the data about your agreement according to your rate you entered for your client. Furthermore, you can start translating all the information about the projects you have, an active one. You can see on a project tab. The colorful interface will help you to orient better on which stage each project is, if it is in the working stage or it is already completed, or maybe you should give the payment total amount to this project. So you completed the project, you uploaded these files, and you can send them directly to your client from Protimos. You don't have to access your email. You can press just one button and your client will receive these files. So you have sent your files. It's time to make an invoice for your client. So you get an access to finance section. You press a button, create an invoice. The system automatically generates an invoice for you, and you can save it either in PDF format and go to your email and send it manually, or you press just one button again and the system will generate an automated email. Maybe if you want, you can change it a little bit, and directly from the system, without an access to any other software or apps, you send it to the same client again. All your invoices you can see once again, and you can check whom you sent an invoice, whom you should send an invoice in the nearest future, and if all are paid by your clients. But it's not everything. For instance, you got a receivable, and here you should complete your payment in the system. You create a receivable and you enter the data gotten from the client, and if the receivable corresponds to your agreement with the client, the project is automatically completed or closed by the system. The system already has a lot of filters. One of them is the project filter. You can easily find your projects, the one you were working with, for instance, a month ago or a year ago, and separately you can define the projects according to your client, according to the topics you worked with. You can search according to the name, and besides, in Protimos There is a system of financial reporting. You can see your income according to the periods, and to get an information about the invoices that were paid for and those that were not paid for. Maybe you need to remind one of your clients about the payment. Also, you can see a pretty nice diagram, which is pretty pleasant to look at. Also, I wanted to notice that the system is multi-current, so you can work with different currencies and with different clients and enter the payment in any currency you want, because it is supported with a special resource that transfers all the data into the currency that you stated during the registration. It is pretty comfortable, so you get money related to your currency and the contractor gets his currency. Okay, so what is the comfortability? Is the automated manual. So you can enter all the data by yourself. You don't need to call any administrator and asking and telling, please add the new workflow to the system. You just can enter the settings yourself, and that makes your work easier. One more thing that we would like to discuss, that there is different currencies and you can send the data directly to your clients from the system, and there are different filters. Also, the interface is very simple and is friendly and easy to use, because we have lots of managers in the company, and they were educated to work with this work on their own without any manuals for 15 minutes. So this is basically the system, as we call this, is the system for girls. I don't want to insult anybody, but it is totally free of any technical difficulties, so you just are able to use all the links and try to experiment, and it takes around 15 minutes. So Protimos is supported almost by all the browsers, web browsers, and that's not all. The system is still new. We are continuing to test it, and because as long as we face new bugs, new needs, so we decided to tell you about our perspectives, because so we are going to improve the interface to make it more visual. Also, Protimos is going to get integrated with the auditor system. This is the quality control system, and the option to give grades to translators will be also available. This is the development that our company takes part in. It will be implemented in autumn this year, and for Freelancer it will be free. So please follow the updates. One more thing is the new quota registry, if they are efforts, so you will be able to put into the system not only real projects, but create and count the offers from your contractors, from clients, and send your solution to the system where the terms and the amount of money will be put in. We also are going to implement the opportunity not to count manually the words that you're going to translate, but the system will do that for you. So also we are going to implement it into mobile services, for you could enter the system from any place you are, from the plane or train, or if the contractor needs something urgently, you could also use it. So also we have the offer from the Apple Store and Google Play stores. Okay. So here you can see that the Protomos system is very comfortable and it can make the work process easier. So we do recommend you to try it yourself because, as Ola said, it is very fast. The only thing you will need, just in case you will not be able to manage the interface, there is a half an hour video manual also tried on our freelancers and our managers, so it will not be that hard to study this program. And we hope that you are going to use Protomos and you will try it out, and we are looking forward for your reviews and for we could send them to our developers, because in order to improve the tool, we need as much more reviews as possible. So thank you so much for your attention. Okay, I hope that you will have questions that Ola and I will be able to answer. And also, this is the commander-in-chief of our developer team, Yuri. Okay. My name is Yuri. I'm the leading developer. If you have any questions, I will be able to answer them. Okay, I have a question. I have been using the enterprise part. So how much space is going to be, because if I work for 2 or 3 years, I will have so many files. Okay, we need to, for now it is unlimited. But then if somebody will upload the movies, we will be able to see what we are going to do with that. We are okay, one more question. Will you have the desktop application? Because basically, so I need to open the page and okay, this doesn't matter whether the page is in the web browser or is opened with the applications. You just need to keep it open anyway. We are not planning to implement it, but still we are thinking about that. One thing about comfortability of working in the web browser, me as a user, I know that when the system, if you log out of the system, you need to enter the password again, and when you enter the page remains at the same stage where you left. So if it asks to enter the password again, it will open. There's auto log system, so it remembers everything. But okay, we will review that. One more thing, but does the client get the file to their email, or maybe he gets the files from the... Okay, the freelancer downloads the files and uploads the files and sends it to the client. We are working with the Google Drive to make it possible to send it from your drive to the client, but the client cabinet is not available yet. I have a tiny question for you. So how long, I mean it's seconds or minutes, how long it takes to one project to upload because it is just one page. You know, when you are registered, you need to set the system for yourself, to set all the payment requirements, but so to create the project takes only one click of the button, and it is 1 minute tops. The
interpreter cannot hear. Please take the microphone. Okay, so it happens sometimes when I create the project post factum for interpreters. So I upload the incoming and outgoing files, and it takes 1 minute for me. Maybe it just stops if the web browser took time to. So everything is simple. So when the client asks me to do something with this project, I am able to open it again, to upload the files, and to continue the procedure, and it takes even less time because everything is in the system already. Okay, Sergey Yuriev, I have two questions. First one is, during the demo, you mentioned few major players on the market, like enterprise, and the question, how do you ground your solution so what is unique about your system? Okay, so first of all, there is most competitors do not have this feature, multi-currency feature. So if you review the financial report, you could see the exchange rate, but the system default currency.
And all the graphics will be recounted according to the exchange rate, and what you enter the payment receivable, that will be recounted according to the current exchange rate, because each day we are uploading our exchange rates from each resources, and for each field in database we have a current exchange rate. So that's one of the main features. That's a real which Technolex was missing. And my second questions concerning freelancers, you present the system as a platform for freelancers. They can manage their own projects. As I know, freelancers cooperate with companies, and companies already provide such ready-made platforms. And this feature you presented today is already realized. And the question is as follows: how you motivate a freelancer to duplicate information in your system? First of all, now we are considering to improve our system, so one should not duplicate the data. But now you should duplicate it, because someone installs the system for himself. As Leonid tells you, yesterday he told you, the more tools you have, the better it is. I would like to add, of course, on the one hand you are right, one has to duplicate, because there are clients who have their own demos. You access to these demos, you download your files, you upload your files, but when you send the files to them, you have all these invoices lying somewhere, not in every TMS. It doesn't matter if it is iCloud or desktop version. There is an opportunity to get back to your projects you were doing a month ago or 6 months ago, and get the files you sent to your client, or get an access to financial reporting for this project. And there in Protimos you can keep your own statistics, because I was a translator. I used to work remotely, because the thing the consumer does, it's everything great, but for my own assurance, for my own financial accounting, I have to control myself, because we are human beings, we can make failures, we can forget the stuff, and this system will help you to do your own personal checks, to keep your statistics. And again, all these reporting systems, they will help you analyze your performance. And for instance, the system of your consumer will not help you get a diagram where you will see your diagram, your income growth will not show the topics you worked with annually. And here you can get all these statistics and to make a decision if you have to work with this client in the nearest future, the topic you work with, when you can take a holiday because you don't have much work, and etc. So that's it. That's the advantage. If I got it correctly, there are two versions of the program: freelance, the free ones, and enterprise version. How much does it cost? Till the end of the year, the enterprise version will be free of charge. And later, why am I asking? If I decide right now to test this software till the end of the year, then I really rely on you that you will have user-friendly policy. Which system do you use now? XTRF? No, we are testing the other one by Ukrainian developers based in Kharkiv. It's called Paste Pro. But my question addresses that I enter my data there to your system. I got used to that, and then you set conditions that are inappropriate, and I don't like them. No, I can promise you that this situation is impossible. We will make the right decision. But can you tell something concrete about the price? No. For now, we don't have the data, the concrete data. Please tell me, the Technolex company, the free of charge version for freelancer, do you get the data by freelancers? No, we don't gather any data because everything belongs to developers. Please, concerning this issue, Protimos and our translation company are different legal persons. We are thankful to Technolex because we don't have resources to test this. We don't have the girls to make a presentation at UTIC, to make a PR for us, but we are two separate startups. We are two separate companies. So you can be happy that the data of freelancers will not get to Technolex database. The server of Protimos is based in Holland in database Greenhouse, and Technolex has no connection to this server. Here the question of authority, of reputation. So you can waste the product, you can endanger the authority of the product, but no one is confused that STF, he got the growth from Leaderlang, the translation agency. Now the father leads the translation agency and the son leads the tool. There is an image. What is more important is on the market is a brand name, is a reputation, so you can be sure about your confidentiality. We have 3 more minutes. So the account that I have, can I add more clients? Yeah, absolutely. And my data are not connected with Technolex. We got a verification now, and we got safety certificates, 100 a day, and we will have our HTTP traffic in SSL, and yeah, this stuff. Concerning the enterprise version, which features are there for project management and freelance resources, maybe rates, statistics, what is already there, what are you planning to introduce? Here, enterprise and freelancer. The freelance version has no client module because freelancer is an end vendor and freelancer is not an end vendor. And it is a standard project management system. As an XTRF one, you create vendors, you can get the statistics, you can get the income share of the specific vendor. But if we can sort the translators, yeah, the system of filters is quite serious. We can trace the ratings. You can see the rank of vendors who bring the highest profit to you. You can choose the top 10 of vendors. And the assessment. Do you want to speak about the TQA auditor? That's a totally different thing. Translation quality assessment. Thanks for your question. That's concerning the perspectives of development. I already mentioned them. The integration with that TQA auditor system is planned. It allows comparing the files of translator, of an editor, and to give an assessment score according to this comparison. And when the interconnection between these programs will be realized, one can see the ranking in Protimos based on this score from TQA auditor. But now you can get an access to these rankings in a separate tool, but this function is planned already. Concerning the TQA auditor, nowadays only two companies use the first version of it, Technolex and Mailbrink company. It was merged with United Language Group by Hans. Hans is a managing director of this group, and these are two companies that are using TQA audit. It was a pilot project for these two companies only, and from September the second versions of TQA auditor is coming in. That's the yesterday version through the tracker. That's an evolution. If you worked with changed tracker desktop one, that's a continuation, a follow-up. Many ideas were realized on the basis of our feedbacks gotten from freelancers, from translation agencies. That a totally new level, that a step forward. Thank you very much for your report. Thanks. We are looking forward to editor. If you are interested, you can approach Yuri and he will show you how the system works. Thanks for your attention.